there, welcome to my curls. Today's video is going to be very informative. I'm going to share with you the 7 methods that you can use to go gray. There are many ways that you can start your transition to gray and silver hair, but I've compiled a list for you and we're going to talk about each one and talk about the pros and cons, but there really are 7 different ways that you can start your transition to gray hair. And make sure to stay tuned because at the end of this video, I'm going to let you in on a secret. There is a Facebook group that you can join and go in and see women from around the world discussing all of the methods that they have used to go gray. Let's just face it, we are all scared of that demarcation line. And I am 1 year into my transition at this point, and that was honestly what I was so afraid of. It wasn't necessarily that I was going to change my hair color, it was the growing out process. And I've compiled a list for you, so I think this is going to be super helpful. The first thing that you could do to ease into transitioning to gray hair is to get a pixie cut. For a lot of ladies, I know that getting a pixie cut is absolutely an option. Go get a new hairstyle, go a little shorter, but the thing you need to think about is if you get the pixie cut while you still have colored hair before you have started out the process, you're still gonna have the outgrowth. You are still going to have the demarcation line until that gray gets to the point of your cut. So maybe you should think about starting the gray transition, get a little bit of the gray going out around your face, a good amount, get 6 months in, and then go get a really good fresh pixie cut. If you did a little bit of some different layering, you could disguise that demarcation line, and then you've got short hair, and then as your gray grows, just maintain that cute little pixie that you got. I have had so many women say to me on my channel that they went and got a pixie cut, and they would run into a friend or go see somebody who they haven't seen in a while, and all of those people were shocked at their haircut and never even mentioned the gray hair. This has been the #1 comment that people have given me on my YouTube channel. Why don't I just go get a haircut, get a pixie cut, cut all this off, be done with it? It is really hard for you to tell, but I have super long hair. When you pull these curls out, look how much longer my hair actually is than what it appears when it's curled up. So for me to go get a super short pixie cut would take me years and years and years to grow back out this length. My curly hair has really defined me throughout my life, so I need my hair. I need to keep the length in my hairstyle. The second thing that you could do to kind of ease into your gray hair transition is very drastic and extreme to me, but I know that a lot of women do it. Instead of getting a pixie cut, you could actually get a super short military buzz cut, shave your head, spike, or a really short spike. I don't even consider that a pixie cut. To me, a pixie cut is you have just a little bit of length, but you could go super short. And there are so many women who have gone that route. They just want to do it all in one whap. They shave their head, they shave off all the colors, and so all of the outgrowth is gray. And so there it is, you are done. The third way that you could ease into your transition is by adding some highlights into your hair or some lowlights into your hair. And this is something that I consider doing. What I wanted to do, because I have such dark hair, is to go in and put in some sections, some random sections of gray highlights. The problem is gray is very hard to mimic using an artificial color. So I was going to have to consistently go back to the salon to have my hair highlighted. And bleaching of my hair, because my hair is so dark, I would have to go to the absolute extreme in the bleaching in order to be able to add the gray color to my highlights. And it was just the upkeep. Like my stylist said, this is not a fantastic idea. She didn't think that I would be happy with the results. My outgrowth would have been a completely different color. So I think it would have just confused the whole situation for me. It would have given me a head full of a bunch of different colors instead of just letting it happen naturally. Another way to get natural gray highlights is to just let it happen naturally. This is going to take a very long time, however. And what I mean by this is I would continue coloring my hair just like I always had, but I would choose sections that were growing out gray, and I would not color these sections. So I would let very predetermined and selected areas of hair grow out the natural gray color, and I would eliminate them from being colored when I would go to my stylist to get the rest of my hair colored. So in the process, you would have your natural outgrowth being entwined with your colored hair. That would give you a natural highlight effect. It would allow you to see what color your outgrowth is actually going to be without having to add unnatural highlights. It wouldn't cause any damage to your hair. The negative is that it is just really, really prolonging your transition to gray hair. For me, when I actually considered this also, I just wanted to just get on with it. I'd made the decision to go gray. Let's just move on with it. The thought that I would be adding another 6 months or even a year before I could start the outgrowth process of my entire head, that was sort of a negative for me. So I chose not to do that. So something very common is bleaching your entire head and then coloring your entire head gray. Y'all, this is a drastic move. And I'm going to be honest, this was my first thought. But in my head, I thought, well, if I could just get this over in one whap and just go gray and be done with it, that's what I want to do. Why not, right? So I got on Pinterest and I found some pictures of ladies who had beautiful silver hair or gray hair. Colors that I thought my outgrowth would be. And I put those pictures on my phone and I went to Betsy and I said, okay, can we just color my hair like this? And Betsy and the other stylist in the room with her laughed out loud at me, literally laughed at me. And they said, no, those are not natural gray hair colors. Those are fake hair colors. Those women completely bleached their entire head of hair to the extreme, down to white. They removed all the pigment from their hair and then colored it a version of gray or silver. And that's an option. I know there are women that do that. However, there are some huge, huge negatives that you need to know about. Number one, it is so damaging to your hair. And for me, because I have curly hair, I have coarse hair, the bleach, just the bleaching process alone, forget the coloring, would have broken off my hair. I would have been at extreme risk for losing a lot of my hair, the length of my hair. It could have broken off here, it could have broken off up here. And I was not willing to risk the loss of the majority of my hair in order to just go gray in that one moment. The other big negative to that is the extreme upkeep. My stylist said to me that the upkeep of this option is so extreme that I would have to come see her about every 2 weeks to maintain this silver hair. And that was one of the things I was trying to get away from. Not that I don't love my stylist, but I was so tired of going to the salon every 4 weeks and spending all of those hours doing something to my hair. So to color my hair gray and to bleach my entire head, knowing that the upkeep, the expense, the time, and the damage to my hair, it just wasn't worth it for me. The next method is something that I actually did after I had decided to no longer color my hair, and it is to use a toner on your hair. Because I was trying to avoid such a stark demarcation line when my gray hair started to come out, because that was my fear, the stark line. My stylist suggested to me that we could put a toner on my colored hair to try to tone down the darkness and the copper color that I had added into my hair over the years. The point is to put toner on the colored hair and not touch any of the outgrowth. And to me, that sounded like a fantastic idea. I went in, we put a marker on my outgrowth, which was very small at that point, and we put the toner right along the line of the colored hair. Seemed fantastic in theory, right? What happened was, after a couple of minutes of that toner being on my colored hair, the toner blew up. It expanded. So it expanded and it actually covered up or grew, seeped onto the gray hair that I had spent the past month growing out. So when I came out of the salon, I was just like, what happened? I no longer had any gray. I had colored hair. I, in essence, had colored my hair. I decided no more. But what the toner did to my hair color, my colored hair, was it sort of stripped off the very dark tones that I was coloring my hair with and left the red tones. When you're using toner, just keep in mind, you're not always going to know the end result of what your colored hair will look like when you put the toner on it. The seventh option for going gray is just go gray. Just do it. Cold turkey. Stop the color and just let the gray hair grow. And that's where I am. After the toner little incident, I decided that's it. I'm not going to do anything else to my hair. For me, that's turned out to be the absolute best option. And I've said many times before that the first 3 to 4 months of just going cold turkey, it really is the hardest because it is the unknown. You're afraid of the gray, you're afraid of the demarcation line, and it's just that little bit coming out, and you don't know what to do with that little bit. You really don't get a true sense of what your gray hair is going to look like until you get about 6 or 7 months in and you have enough length on that outgrowth to see what your gray pattern is going to be. You really can't get a sense of what's going to happen all over your entire head. There is a fantastic Facebook group that you can join where women go in and share pictures and have conversation and talk about their gray hair transition. It is called Silver Foxy. You can go in and see women who have tried all of the different methods that I have explained to you today. You can go through the news feed and see pictures of women, read the comments. There's a lot of discussion going on about how to go gray, how women feel about the different methods that they have tried to go gray, and I think it would be very informative for you. Those are ways that you can choose to go gray. Those are methods that will help ease you into your gray transition and hopefully make it a little easier for you. Again, think them through, do a little research, talk to your stylist, and choose the one that's best for you. So thank you for watching my video. Welcome to my curls. I would love for you to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I love to talk about my transition to gray hair, my curly hair, my life, the things that I love, and I would love to have you on my journey, and I want to be with you on your journey. So until next time, I'll see you later.